if you don't move fast enough, essentially you'll feel like your ideas always end up outdated. So you never want to plan too far. Like you never, well, I don't say too far, too hard, right? Like you never want to get to the point where.
Welcome to another episode of Follow Suit. As always, I'm your host, P.O. This season of Follow Suit will be filmed exclusively from Charlotte Podcast Studios. Today, we have a very, very special guest on this episode. A Cleveland native, the CEO and owner of Gold Level Spirits, somebody that I'm proud to call family. And also in 2023, they were voted as a top 10 bartender in the city of Charlotte.
That's correct.
I would like to introduce to you guys Donnell Owens.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem.
you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So to get things started, can you explain to the people what Gold Level Spirits is?
Yeah, so we're a mobile bartending, mobile mixology company. We do event staffing. We have lawn games for rent, the whole nine. We do, essentially, we're entertainment, mobile entertainment, service, just wherever you want, right? Craft cocktails to your front door. That's how we talk about it.
So that's dope. So what led to you getting into that? Because I know a lot of people, we our culture, we get together, we drink, and somebody always like, oh man, I wish I can do this for a living. But how was it that type of thing for you, or was it something you kind of stumbled across?
I actually stumbled into bartending. I never thought about being a bartender ever. But my wife, well, then girlfriend, now wife, was like, hey, have you ever thought about bartending? Now, mind you, I needed some money, right? Like I needed money fast though, right?
Right.
Can't do no goofy,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
you can cuss, bro. It's all good.
you can't do no goofy shit to get the money. So, I'm like, all right, what can I do to make money now? And the only thing I could think of was bartending, where I could work that day and leave with money. And so I went to bartending school. I did 2 to 3 weeks of bartending school just to learn basics. And that was it, bro. I went into my first job and just learned on the fly and fell in love with it.
So how was it, how did it transition from you working a job as a bartender to like actually starting your own company, being your own business owner? And then on top of that, like you said, you got a wife. So starting your own business is costly. And it's very hard, as you see on social media. A lot of women will be like, I need a man who can pay this and pay that. So how was that dynamic with having your wife support that?
So I can't stress it enough. Pick the right partner. That's what it boils down to with the wife part. If you pick the right partner, you don't have these problems. But no, I mean, honestly, she was with it from the go. Like I've been a kind of a serial entrepreneur my whole life.
Yeah.
Gold Level Spirits is actually my 4th business venture. It's the first one that hold any or sustain any real success.
Yeah.
But I was already kind of in that space of wanting to be an entrepreneur. So when I got to Charlotte, I was already bartending. And I thought of it like, it'd be cool if I did this, on privately at least, kind of, I had a lot of, let me backtrack a little bit. I had a lot of regulars, I'm sorry. I had a lot of regulars at my first job that I got here. They would come literally every week, tip me hundreds and hundreds of dollars at a time. And somebody was like, hey, do you do events? Or do you do a party? And I was like, I actually been thinking about doing my own business. Y'all to skip. Then COVID came. So I was supposed to launch in spring of 2020, but we got delayed a few years, you know what I mean? So yeah. But having the right partner, everybody, that's the key to this.
Well, that's a big thing too. And I want to go back to the comment you made about being a serial entrepreneur, because that's a comment I never really heard somebody label it as. But I was kind of always in that space. Now, I always was working in corporate, but I was always working jobs when I was like, I don't really care about this shit.
Yeah.
I would rather be doing this. And I'm just here from 9 to 5. And then once 5 hit, like I had held a job as the highest ranking Black person at the company. And my manager would give me like podcasts and different little things to do after work. And then he would hit me up like, hey, did you read that book? I'm like, was it during work hours? Then no, I didn't read the shit. But being in that space, I was never satisfied with just sitting there doing what somebody was asking me to do. And I know there's only a certain cap on what I can make.
Yeah.
And my wife understood that about me. She saw that I was never truly, genuinely happy. I went through a lot of ups and downs of being like overwhelmed and spending time away from the family. And then still, even though we was making a consistent income, like I was never really fully, genuinely happy. Yeah. So to your point, when COVID hit, that's when you can start seeing your path, start having visions and stuff like that. and then really start trying to attack it and make plans and move accordingly. So
Yeah.
this is also like a fourth LLC trademark
Yep.
business venture of mine. So when it comes to that though,
Yeah.
a lot of times you got that pressure of your significant other, and a
Yeah.
lot of people try and rush into getting the immediate results. So then there's that like speed versus impact type of thing.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what's more important, to get it done and have early success, or have an impact on what it is that you're trying to do?
Both. You really need to do both.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick one to put first, it's definitely impact.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't move fast enough, essentially you'll feel like your ideas always end up outdated. So you never want to plan too far. Like you never, well, I don't want to say too far, too hard, right? Like you never want to get to the point where you're planning the color paper y'all gonna write on, right? Like some stuff you need to let go. But as far as speed, you got to be patient too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all gonna happen overnight. I started as a bartender and then COVID hit and I literally worked my way through the ranks of restaurants. Like I went from the bartender all the way up through the ranks to general manager. And that took years to do. But that set me up to be prepared to actually run the business. Like I think if I had started it in 2020, honestly,
You'd have failed.
I would have failed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know enough about managing people, managing personalities, scheduling, inventory, the things that I have to worry about now that I hadn't really gotten well versed in. So,
and that's the thing too, trying to like, you don't really think about that side of it when you're going into business, right?
Yeah.
You think about like, oh, I see the product, I see the vision of what I can turn it into, but you never think about like, oh, how do I budget these things out?
Exactly.
And how do I manage that budget once I get the money? You just feel like if I had $10,000, I can put it towards this.
Exactly.
But then you can blow through it.
You're going to blow through it.
You're going to?
Like it's going to be gone. If like you have to be intentional about everything from the planning stage. Like you have to find the highest quality for the lowest price, not just spend it because it's there. So you have to start that even from the beginning, right? Is best, best value, right? Finding the best value for your buck. If you can't do that from the beginning, you are going to blow all of your money. You're going to end up in debt. Like it's no way around it. It's no way around it.
And one thing you said too, on top of that, is like you learned from the job you was at. So like for instance, with me early on, I was working in insurance and stuff like that. I just had jobs, and I couldn't wait to get out of there. But I never really sat and paid attention like what they were doing to set me up for success. It wasn't until I got into sales where I was like, damn, I can really apply what they're doing. Like I see how people communicate on LinkedIn to talk to CEOs and for branding and all of those things. So I tried to take that little sauce and navigate through that on a personal level to try and build what I wanted to build. Now, obviously, their budgets are different. They have more funding to get the extra little plugins on LinkedIn. I don't have that budget. I'm just kind of winging it and then connecting, networking, and building through genuine stuff. So that's definitely major for people to have a vision to sit and learn from work and then apply it down the line.
Yeah, if you're at work 40 hours a week and you don't like your job, but you're not finding ways to take any of the information that they're giving you and utilize it to make more money in any way, right? Like even if it's outside of work, even if it's freelancing, right? You could do a freelance. Let's say you wrote grants, right?
Yeah.
And you decided to write grants freelance on the side to make extra money because you learned, but you got to be able to take the information. Like if you just hate your job and you're not even looking to really extract anything from it other than a paycheck, you always gonna feel like you're spinning your wheels,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because people, you're spending most of your time there.
Exactly.
So with that being said, when you were going through those moments of like hating the job or trying to learn from the job and piggyback off of other people's ideas or just what you were learning from work, and then when you started transitioning to building your business up, then COVID hit. On this show, we embrace vulnerability. So like, what kind of moments of like weakness did you have when it's like, damn, man, I feel like I'm failing at this, or I can't figure it out, or maybe if this don't work, then what? Like, what kind of moments did you have like that?
Man, I had a big one in 2020.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. It wasn't good, man. I had to sit down and really get in tune with myself. You know what I mean? Because it was just so much. I felt so much pressure. Like we had just moved here, then the world shut down.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm here with my girlfriend and my daughter, and this got to work. Right. Like I can't go, but there's nothing to go back to. Right. There's just really nothing to go back to. So at that point, I'm full of anxiety. I'm full of angst and depression and, crazy emotions, the ups and downs. I honestly, in that moment, I was like, nah, you got to change everything, man. Like, you have to. Like, you really got to sit down and figure out who you are now, right? Like, not who you used to be, not who you were in your teenage years, early 20s. Like, you in your late 20s now. You're a father. You're about to be a husband. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you're a leader of a home now.
Right.
Like, who are you, man? Like,
so would you say, like, how do you feel like you would have handled that if you was back home where you have your village and your support system and all of those different crutches to lean on? How you feel like you would have handled that? Because I feel like being away pulls a different something out of me that I didn't really know I had. So what do you think?
I don't think I would have got there
No?
with the support system. I feel like that's a safety net, right? And that's not to say it's a bad thing, right? Having a safety net is beautiful. Having family there to help catch you is beautiful. I don't ever want it to get,
Confused.
confused at me saying that that's a bad thing. I just mean that when your back is against the wall, when you're the only one there, when it's just you, it's nobody else to turn to.
Yeah.
You are forced to do the work yourself. And when you're forced to do the work yourself, then now you have to change in order to actually, you know what I mean, get where you want to go. Like if I don't change the way I think about it, I'm not gonna look at myself and say, all right, this is what you need to do different to be a better man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And until you can do that, strip the ego away, I don't think you can do that around people who help build that ego.
Yeah, that makes sense because my pops used to always say, and I never, it stuffed me and my wife all week long. We'd be like, damn, I never understood that until like now.
Yeah.
And my pops used to always be like, you ain't gonna give a shit about this until it's your money. Like, you're not gonna really care about this until it's your own money. Because before I would just, Pop, let me get, you know what I'm saying? Or Pop, can I borrow this? Or something like that. And I would take it for granted.
Yeah.
But until I became a grown man and it became my money and I had to find a way to make it back.
Yep.
and he used to really say, until you scrape your own ass. But
yeah,
until that happened, that's when I realized, like, dang, now I see what my pops was always saying. Because as a man of a house, you have so many people depending on you and relying on you, and you got to figure it out somehow.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what's that dynamic now with, like, you being married, you're away from home, and you have kids, but you're always doing events. And, a lot of times you see on social media, women say, and it's men say it too, so it's not a man versus women thing.
Right, clarify that.
Just because I'm speaking to a man, you'll see things where it's like, would you rather have a man who's busy or broke? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you'll see women say they want their man at home and doing this and doing that. But if he's doing that, he can't be out providing, especially when you're a business owner. So, like, what is that like with balancing the personal quality time with your wife and with your kids?
I'm gonna start with this. I'll start with this little story. One of my exes, I'll never forget this. One of my exes was upset because I was busy. And she literally looked me in the face and was like, I don't care if we live in a 2-room shack. Like, I just love you so much. I just want to be around you. And that's when I knew I had to leave her alone. Cause ain't that much love in the goddamn world, man. Ain't that much love in the damn world, baby. Look, you cute and all, but come on now.
This ain't for him.
Right. This ain't for him. This ain't that.
This ain't for him, man.
Yeah. But honestly, man, my wife she's just kind of with the shits, man. Like it's as long as it seems like there's a clear vision there.
Yeah.
And she understands the vision. She understands the journey I'm looking to take. She'll always offer her input. Like if she feels I could be more efficient or, ways that I could, essentially just be better at it. Right. And not waste too much time. But man, it's really easy because she knows what I'm building. She knows what the goal is. She knows where the end goal is. She knows where she fits into that goal. See, that's the thing a lot of the times is men don't understand is as a man, as a husband, you have to start seeing your position from a place as a father and not as a partner.
Yeah.
You're the father of the house. You are not that woman's father, though. You ain't her daddy now. You can't tell her what to do, but you have to lead as if you were. You have to have all of her best interests at heart, right? You got to make sure she's protected in every way, emotionally, mentally, right? Physically, the whole nine, right? And so because of that, that comes with communication.
Right.
And so me communicating, hey, hun, this is what I got going. She has access to my schedules. So she knows when the moment I put an event up, she knows.
Yeah.
You know, she can see how many events is that day, where they at, you know, the client names, what they need. So she knows just how much work I'm going to have to do leading into these events and things like that. So,
well, that's beautiful to hear, because my wife don't have control of my schedule. She makes the schedule. Like, she don't have visibility of my schedule. She creates the schedule.
Gotcha.
So she, like, I usually be like, hey, I got something to do on Sunday at this time. And then my wife like, did you put it on the calendar? Like, oh, damn, my bad. Yep. So she goes in there. And to your point, the communication is the biggest thing, because what's the point of being married if you're not going to have that open-ended dialogue and conversation about what it is that you're trying to do? And from my standpoint too, like, I'm not going to be great at it if I'm not being transparent with her about it.
Yeah.
If she don't know, I won't be able to have. She labeled herself the director of creative director of the show. So like, but she made my banner, she made my logos. Yeah. She gives me topics and ideas, and like, I wouldn't be able to do those things because I'd be too busy worried about being on the camera and doing this. Yep. That the little things that you talked about before, I wouldn't be able to keep up with. So to everybody out there who's looking to be married, you can't just do it to try and be like, it's my house, I control the house. But more so, it's a partnership. Communicate with your woman, communicate with your man, be a team, because it's called partners, not sole proprietor, not monarchy or nothing like that.
No,
so
for sure.
That's the biggest thing. So with that being said, I want to transition to a little bit of some get to know you questions.
Gotcha.
All right. So you kind of alluded to it, but I'm gonna ask the question anyway. As a man, when you were single, when you were looking for a woman, did you prioritize? Did you prefer a woman with a career and success who made a good salary, or a woman with good nurturing at home skills, like good loving relationship skills?
You know, I didn't really look for any specific like trait like that. My whole thing was always about just loyalty. Like, are you loyal? Will you be faithful? Will you be down? Like, are you riding? Like, regardless of what go on, right? It's gonna be ups and downs. Sometimes I may have a job. Sometimes you may have a job. Sometimes we both may be working. Sometimes I may start a business. It might fail, right? Like, me and her have been together through, I want to say, all 4 of my business ventures. You know what I'm saying? And she saw the first 3 kind of fizzle out. You know what I mean? So to even still be, you know, to still be there, that's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? I'm looking for somebody who, I don't really care I can't say I don't care what you bring to the table. It's more about mindset. What do you value? What are your values, right? Like, do you value hard work? Do you value ambition? Do you value, you know, entrepreneurship and business ownership? Or do you want to go out all the time, right? Like, do you value, and that's not to say that that's a bad thing.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me.
Exactly. That's just not, I'm not going to go out every night, you know, 3 nights a week, drinking, kicking it. It's just, I'm bored at that point.
Can't do that.
You know what I mean? The same music, same people, same places. I'm good. So
see, I see that a lot of times, and women to go out 3, 4, 5 days a week, and they drinking and they doing all type of wild stuff, twerking videos, and then they'll turn around and say the dating pool has pee in it. Baby, maybe you the pee.
I mean,
maybe
you
the
know,
pee. You know, but I'm just saying from a standpoint that, like, as a man, me, not all men. Some men love that, but me, I wasn't looking to marry somebody who was doing that every day, making themselves openly available to everybody. That's the point.
No, my bad. So look, what I was really trying to say was the mindset that go along with that wouldn't be doing that, right? The mindset of the woman that I'm looking for wouldn't even pull her attention, right? Like, that wouldn't move her. You know what I mean? The mindset that I'm looking for, to me, says everything. Like, I don't necessarily need you to nurture me. Like, you got to clean up too, but like, I know how to clean up. I know how to cook, right? Like, I don't need a woman to do that. I want her to know how to cook, right? But that's not a deal breaker for me.
So as a because you have daughters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a father of young ladies, and I have a daughter as well. So I try to, every single day, I tell my daughter, like, hey, you know, respect yourself, respect your body, because nobody else will. This is a conversation I have with her. Now, there's things I got to ask her mom, like, hey, am I doing too much? Am I like being overly strict? Am I being too dad now? Like, what's the balance that I need to have with that? So like, your daughter's how old? How old is your oldest daughter?
My oldest is 10.
Okay, so she's kind of getting in that range where she's getting further into school. So if she starts having little crushes or little things that she's like into that as a dad, it makes you nervous. How do you maneuver through that and handle that without being too hard and too strict?
Be honest, man, I'm pretty strict, bro. I'm pretty strict. And I do my best not to be too hard on them. But I didn't have a dad in my house. Like my stepfather was there, but he didn't take that role. Like he didn't really, do that disciplinarian role or instill discipline in us like that. So for me, I'm kind of learning on the fly. But I mean, I do my best to be soft with them, right? Like I make sure that I'm intentional about the way I speak to them, though, right? Everything is my love, right? Like, yes, my love. What can I do for you, my love? Because I always want to make sure that I'm speaking positivity into them, even when they driving me crazy, right? But when she start doing, the girl things that eventually come up, I'm very much like, nah, we not doing that. Like I told her the other day, I'm like, if it's too short, I'll throw it away. Like if I find out you take them shorts from under that dress gone.
Yeah.
Like I'm not playing them games. You know what I mean?
I feel you. So. Like, see, I didn't grow up in a house with girls. Like my mom and dad are still married. I grew up with my dad, but it was all boys in the house. So it was always one way, like cut that shit out, like right then and there. So having a girl in my house is very, very like, I'm trying to manage that.
I got 3, bro.
Oh yeah.
I got 3 daughters and a wife. It's all women at my house, bro.
Yeah. See, with my daughter, I'll say things like if Champ mess up, my son mess up, I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing? But then I just say that out of a natural, come on, man, But when my daughter do it, she spills some more. I'm like, come on, man, I'm not a man. I'm like, oh damn, my bad, baby girl. But then she's in that moment for like, she sits in that for 5 minutes, and then I gotta hug her and kiss her. But then my daughter is very affectionate, and she always like, can I have a hug, can I have a kiss, can I have a kiss? And she'll just do that all day, and I get worried like when she go to school, is she gonna be wanting to just hug and kiss on anybody she sees? So I'm like, I try not to freak out, but
my oldest is like that, bro. That's how girls are, from my knowledge, at least. But my middle, so all 3 babies are really loving. Like if I tell them you family, you would think you met them. You know what I mean?
Since
they was fresh out the womb, that's how they act. So my oldest is like that. Like she'll just walk up and hug teachers. And I'm like, you can't just hug teachers, man. But literally, when we go to the school, none of the teachers have anything bad to say.
Well, that's all I ask for is if you are in public, you don't embarrass me in public. You can be disruptive in the house because I know at the end of the day, there's only so much I would do to you. But in public, you never know what's on somebody else's mind. Another little rapid fire get to know you question. Right, if somebody gave you $10,000, you can't save it.
Okay.
$10,000, you spend it towards anything in the world. What would that be?
10,000. I would probably take $7,000 out of it and put it in. You know what I would do? I would split it. I would split it into 5 different stacks of money. $2,000 is going in my pocket, and I'm spending that on whatever I want to. I don't care.
Gotta enjoy it.
I'm not trying to hear all that. But the rest of it, though, I'm going to invest. Depending on where it's at. More than likely, some in crypto, some in like blue chip stocks, things like Nvidia, Apple. Anything like that I can afford. With some of it, the rest of it, I'm gonna either put in a high yield savings account or I'm gonna buy a certificate of deposit with it. And then let it sit for a couple years, gain a couple dollars on it. And then if I need it, it's available. I can liquidate those pretty fast. So
okay. If you what's your guilty pleasure like TV show to watch?
Right now is Yellowstone.
I ain't gotten to that yet. I heard it was dope.
It is. So Yellowstone, no. I'm sorry. Yellowstone, shout out to Yellowstone. The Bear.
Oh, with my boy from Shameless.
Man. That is, I can't express to you how accurate that is to real restaurant life, though. Like, almost to a T. Like it's so close that it's I know for a fact they had people in the industry on that set.
Oh, really?
It's no way they could have got it that close. Like as actors, unless they worked in the industry, like worked in it, there's no way they could have got it that close.
Oh,
That's how much it's like
okay.
spot on.
Yeah, I ain't seen it, but I'm hip to, like I said, the dude Lip in the show. He's from
Yeah,
Shameless,
yeah.
and I liked him on there. So, last little get to know you random rapid fire question. Would you rather live without movies or music? I know,
That's tough for me, dude.
I know,
Those are like my two.
I know. Guilty pleasures.
Yeah. Cause I'm a huge film fan, but we used to make music, so I can't go without music.
Yeah,
Like I just
music.
wrote a verse the other day. Just
Gotta
like,
stay sharp.
yeah, man, just keep the pen sharp, man.
Yeah.
So it's definitely music. And the funny part is the biggest reason it's music is less about me listening to it and more about me creating it.
I got you. Something creative, a creative outlet and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I don't create films, so that's kind of why I chose.
We getting into that though.
Yeah,
We getting into that.
don't
Never
sleep.
know. Never know.
Don't sleep.
Gold Level Spirits documentary coming soon.
We got the web series already, so
So with that being said, you brought some gifts or some treats or something that you wanted to put together for us.
I got something for you.
See, this is why I like having guests on the show. They bring gifts. Black men, we don't share a lot of things with each other. Appreciate you, cuz.
Welcome. That is our big bundle. That is our large bundle. That's what we sell on our site. It is all of our glassware accessories that we have available. In it, you get a torch, you get a cigar cutter. I ain't put no butane in there. I ain't want to bring butane on the set.
Oh, okay.
Cigar cutter.
Cutters.
You got 2 rocks glasses, 2 shot glasses, and 2 stone coasters.
Man, I appreciate this, cuz. And for you, just so y'all know, I call him cuz because we've known each other for a long time through mutual friends, and then come to find out his brother is my cousin on my dad's side. So we actually happen to be family after a long period of time. But no, man, this is super dope. I appreciate this. I plan on using this on the show. Drinking out of the glass.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna make you a drink too before I leave. So
today?
Yeah.
All right, say less. So yeah, we'll take a quick break. We'll let Don get us together and get set up and make us a drink, and then we'll be right back.
All right, so this is our gold level margarita.
All right, so I can't ask you the recipe of it, but you know.
Yeah, no, I ain't giving away no recipes now.
I have a hint of tequila in the area. That's enough of a recipe for me. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, this drink is actually what put us on the map. This recipe right here.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming on the show with
Absolutely.
the beverage. Let me get a taste. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Gold level margarita by Gold Level Spirits. So I'll, take the rest of this episode and I'll finish this drink. But I want to say I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure having you, having more Cleveland natives down here, more family down here. It's a beautiful thing to see Black people doing professional things. Follow Suit is a Black-owned podcast. I'm the host and creator. Charlotte Podcast Studios is Black-owned, and Gold Level Spirits is Black-owned. So I always bet on Black, and as I like to say on Follow Suit, as a culture, we were dealt a bad hand, and they expect us to follow suit, but we're trying to change the narrative of that. Y'all have a good one.